And we are live. All right, all right, all right, all right. I got the right camera mount today, guys. That's nice. So, this is the Live Drive Jive Archive with your host, Frank Monday, coming at you Monday through Friday on the morning grind and occasionally the afternoon shuffle. We are broadcasting to you from Twilight Zone, Old Peking, Central Kingdom of the Celestial Dragon. Once again, I hope y'all good looking people are doing well out in Happy Land today. They're rolling out the horse shit once again here in the capital. They have been pre-programming us for another lockdown. A little preemptive strike on their part. They're talking about going back to online classes. They're like, we're gonna get you online classes again. It's like, bro, you guys haven't even been able to keep the internet working this month. How are you gonna put us back into online class? Oh, what a crock of horse shit. Looks like there might be someone out there in Happy Land. Hey, Sasquatch, yo, 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 yo. All right, come on. Let's get the fucking yos out there. Let's yo through this. Yeah, keep your nose to the grindstone, y'all. They're not going to give up easy, are they? They're not going to let it die out. They're like, we're just going to keep this motherfucker rolling around every season from now on. The crown. The crown. Yeah, anyway, what are you going to do? What can you do when your world's invaded by a reggae junkie dude? I got to make sure this thing, I got my camera mount today, so that's good, but it's misbehaving. So let me reset it for a sec. Yeah, I got, I got clear skies and open roads, baby. Yeah. So I decided to go with the goatee. What do y'all think? Kind of stupid, huh? Makes me look like I'm 19 and I'm growing some pubes on my chin. Like Frank Monday. Don't you realize you got some pubes on your chin? And I'm like, yeah. And I tried to grow out a goatee when I was like 17, 18, 19. You know, it's just horrible. So I left it there just to spite my wife because she hates facial hair. And I usually keep the mustache. You guys know I like the mustache. And so during lockdown, I uh, I let the beard grow out, or during winter vacation, I let the beard grow out. Thank you for that, Sasquatch. I appreciate that. I feel 20 years younger, right? Uh, so I let the beard grow out, and she hates it. She's like, "You look like a son of Abraham." And I said, "What did I say?" I said, "Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord." Yeah, so she said, I'm looking very Abrahamic. And I said, what if I grow it out really long, you know? Thou shalt not mar the corners of thine beard. And I said, you want to see what it looks like fully grown out? And so I took her over to Esoterica, Dr. Justin Sledge. He's a bit of a Jewish guy. I think he's Sabbatean. Uh, anyway, you can check him out. Esoterica. He does really good work. Very astute, academic, scholarly research into magic, religion, and the occult. So he's worth watching. Dr. Justin Sledge at Esoterica. There's my shout out for the day. And you can see what I would look like with a full beard. But I got a full head of hair too. See, Justin Sledge, he's not sporting a full head of hair. I think he's a baldy. But he's up there, so you know you gotta wear your yarmulke. You wish. Anyway, enough about me. What about you, Sasquatch Roadkill? Thank you for the donation. Fucking big money coming in with the big guns. I appreciate that. Y'all know that I'm not out here trying to solicit donations, but I do appreciate them. And what that means is I will reinvest that in the community. So I bought this advanced set of Bluetooth headphones in order to try to make this sound quality a little better on the live drives. How's the sound anyway? Give me a yo if you like the sound quality. Because sometimes I just use the phone mic, and sometimes I got these brand new Bluetooth mics. And then at home, I can use the computer mic. And so my next big investment, now that I got the big money rolling in, oh yeah, baby, get the money and run. I am going to invest in a home microphone. Surprisingly good video. Thank you. Wow. So maybe they've ramped up the internet because they're planning to put everybody back into online school again. That's what they're talking about. Today at school, they said all of the foreign staff are required to attend a training session about online schooling. Because supposedly what's happening, let me tell you, let me break it down for you. There has been one case, one person tested positive for the invisible boogeyman. And so they want to lock down a city of 25 million people because one person sneezed. So that's the kind of fucking neurosis we're living in these days, guys. You know, one person fucking sneezes. It's cold, windy, foggy, wintry, turning into spring, right? We're in the last reaches of winter, and someone fucking catches a cold and they're like, lock down the city, man. What's the what's the flight capacity of a New England Patriot pigeon flying into 100-mile-an-hour headwind? And I don't know. I fucking really don't know. But that's yeah, it's so over. It's like, guys, it's over. The COVID's just your ordinary run of the mill common cold now. You know, let go of it. But they're like, nah, we ain't never letting go of the COVID. We got the boogeyman in our hand, and we're gonna push it and pull it until you blow your top. Oh God, all over my face. Seriously? You don't have better decorum than that? Just fucking. Oh God, man. Are you serious? Fuck, man. Show some respect for the Monday. It's Monday, y'all, in the Capitol. So we're just going fucking bananas, man. We got a new shave on and we're driving around and we got the camera mount set up and folks are out there just like waka 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 waka. What's that song by Shakira? Waka Waka Hey Hey. She's a cutie, man. I like Shakira. Did you know that the Shekinah is actually the light of God, the divine feminine on the tree of life in Hebrew mysticism? So I think that's interesting that that little Brazilian girl named herself Shakira. I think that's a reference to Shekinah, the light of God, the emanation of Bina, reaching all the way down into the material sphere. I'm you guys know me. I'm a married man. I got two children. I like girls. Well, you know, I got a wife, but I'm a ladies man. I like the ladies. I don't like a big old flopping doodad hanging out in my face, trying to slap me in the mouth. That shit ain't cute. Keep your magic wand in your pants, baby. Put that shit away. All right, we've gone bananas. We've gone off the deep end, deep into Monday territory. This is the Live Drive Jive Archive with your host, Frank Monday. I hope y'all are appreciating the show this morning. It is 6:26 a.m. and we are headed due east on the International Superhighway, the Airport Expressway, as they call it. So we've got two international airports in Beijing now. We have the one in Xi, which is near my school. That's where all the bigwigs fly in and out of. Then they made another one in the south side of the city, just especially for the plebeian traffic, for the hoi polloi, the unwashed masses. And just so happens that one's centered in the Air Force military base. So they took the old army base and turned it into a quarantine area for international hoi polloi. But if you're Biden's kid, you know, Beijing Biden, you could fly into the nice one over here in the north. If you're just a regular old run of the mill, unwashed, eating arse biscuits and shit, then you go down to the south one where the military guys will have a close look at you. So I haven't flown in like 3 years. I don't even know which one they're gonna let me fly in and out of, but I'm planning to fly. I'm a, I'm a, I'm a. What's the word? Can't remember. Flee the coop. Flew the coop. He flew the coop. Nice. I got myself a $5 bill, y'all. Dollar bill, y'all. Dollar bill, y'all. It's got the old dreaded man. Oh, I noticed that if I say anything verboten or even Sleepy Joe is really looking his cognitive abilities fast, how come he's still in charge of anything is beyond me. You know, I agree with you 100. Obviously, I agree with you 100%. I've been making fun of Joe since day one. I mean, it was such a rigged situation. He was shoehorned in, and I questioned the sanity of anybody who even supported the idea. Like, I had friends and family, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Beijing Biden, he's the next best thing to Bernie Sanders." And I'm like, Bernie Sanders is an admitted communist, Marxist, socialist, wanting to hang out on his $1 million home while you eat arse biscuits and open the borders wide open and free money, free doodads for everyone. And how is it? Yeah, I'm just fuck. Who cares? Move on. Right, go forward. I originally, when they installed this puppet presidency, when they shoehorned him in, asterisk presidency, as Hexenhammer likes to call it, I was calling it a necro psyops. So a necromantic psychological operation, a necropsiops. Necropsiops. That's what I called it. The necropsiops. It's when you install a half-living man, a corpse, into office, and then just roll him out from time to time so the people can see that there's someone there. But the reality of it is there's just a bunch of zombies behind the scenes pulling strings with the likes of Nose Schwab and Butt Wipe Bates and Lone Scum acronym Yola Muske. And yeah, so they just roll out one terrorizing situation after another. Right now, it's the Russo-Ukraine football game happening over there. And I've heard that if you even said that you thought that the old GBK uh, Nitoop was a good guy. I said that backwards, of course, because you got to watch your mouth. So GBK Nitoop. Ah, fuck it. I ain't gonna go there. Just fuck it. So I did a little show with Occult Priestess yesterday. Did any of you guys see it? Give me a yo if you saw the show on Occult Priestess. It's already got something like 85 views, man. It's like 100 eyeballs have seen that shit. Just shy of 100 eyeballs. So make sure you get over there. Give her a sub for Frank Monday, but make sure you tell her that Frank Monday sent you. You know, I like to get the credit for that kind of thing. And I had fun on it. There was like one piece that I read. I read from one of my notebooks that I wrote during class when I was hanging out with my students. And I listened to it again and I looked back on it and I was like, God damn, did I write that? It was actually really, oh, I'm sorry, Owen. I know you're Irish. I don't know why I said Scottish. I was off my rocker. When see they her and Mary Moon, Little Fish, are you out there? No. Um, her and Mary Moon messaged me like Friday night or Saturday night, something like that. And it was the next morning. I'm like, oh, good God, I've got to get to sleep because they want to go live tomorrow at 7 a.m. It'd be 7 a.m. Sunday morning is perfect for me. And that means it's Saturday evening for most of y'all. So I just saw Anthony tune in for a second. Anthony, if you're out there in the ideas room, plan for a Saturday night, like, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, because that puts it Sunday morning my time. And my kids have classes they have to go to on Sunday morning, or they don't have to, but we put them in extracurricular classes. So that's the best time for me to go live. I mean, it means that I can't sleep in on Sunday. But, like Marcus Aurelius says, who are you to slay under the covers? Yeah, thank you. Hi. While the birds, hey, she was kind of cute. She was kind of flirting with me too. She was like, hey, you got the money? Here's your receipt. Bye bye. Well, whoa, hey, get a little turning me on, baby. All that kind of. All right. Where are we at? Oh, I read a piece that I've got written in one of my notebooks that I wrote, and I remember sitting down and writing it, but I remember too that I was kind of out of my mind, like I am half the time. And what do you mean clean your ears? What's up? Um, and I thought, God damn, that was some good writing. Like it's just like a paragraph long, but the canter and flow of it and like the way it ended was so good. Like I was proud, and I don't know. So I'm gonna have to get back. And she noticed it too. She started clapping, and she's like, "Damn, Frank, that was some real gold right there." And I thought, yeah, that kind of was, huh? And so I've got a bunch of journals like that I've never even looked back into, because I heard a comment by Stephen King recently, one of his master courses on writing, and he said that notebooks are the place that bad ideas go to die. And I thought, maybe for you, sir, but me, I always try to put my best writing into my notebooks. So him having said that kind of discouraged me. And so I kind of retire most of my notebooks, my journals and diaries and shit. And I don't look back through them as often as I should. But just over the weekend, I started deciding, yeah, that was good fun, man. I had good fun on that interview, Owen. And I owe it all to you guys, because you guys have kept my motivation up recently. I was going to abandon this whole boob tube shit because they fucking, the Google algobots just strangle you to death. And yeah, so wow. Showtime, man. Green light. Got fucking hit that gas, baby. Can you hear that engine? No, I'm just kidding. I like to get out ahead of the crowd sometimes. Those fucking assholes, you never know what kind of horse shit they're gonna pull. What really irks me and irritates me is that they try to lean into your lane and then hit their brakes. It's like, bro, we got open roads as far as the eye can see. Hit that fucking gas, baby. Let's go. But no, I gotta take it easy. If my mom's watching, she's like, "You're not Ridge Racer. You're not who is that guy? Speed Racer. That was his name. Ridge Racer was a video game, but Speed Racer was a TV show. Vroom, vroom. Yeah, you know it, motherfucker. Get my little two-cylinder, E-friendly green worm burning engine on the roll, on the Rizzo. No, I'm joking. This is a gas-powered car, but yeah, I think it's only a two-cylinder engine. It's a little shit car. We're looking for a decent car though. We're looking for a V6, man. We want to up our carbon footprint a little bit. Gas prices in China haven't inflated, man. I think the Chinese decided to start buying all that Russian oil that the Americans aren't. That Joe Biden's. We don't want your Russian oil. Nah, nah, nah. You offended my son. You're fucking with his crack dollars. Well, how do you think he's gonna pay for all his crack rock if you fuck with the Ukalang? He's got a big job over there where he makes $100,000 a week on the energy companies. You fucking Rusko bastards over there fucking around. And old KGB Putin, he's like, Beijing Biden, you can get on up the fuck out of my backyard. That oil belongs to us. Anyway, so I promised I wasn't going to go there. My mom secretly messages me behind the scenes, and she's like, "Don't talk about the crime families. They'll have you off." And I'm like, I just repeat what other people say. I mean, it's not like I have any inside information. It's not like I've seen Hunter hanging out at the disco here in Beijing, looking for little girls to take back to his hotel room and strangle. Stephen King is creepy AF. Yeah, Stephen King lost it, man. He was a good writer for about 15 years, and his fucking day, his day is over. His ship has sailed. He's a fucking asshat. Fuck him. He was never the king of writing. I never liked any of his writing anyway. He was just copying Edgar Allan Poe and fucking H.P. Lovecraft, guys that were far, far superior to him. I had friends in college because I went to the School of English. I studied literature. And Stephen King, blah, 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 Dean R. Koontz. And I read that horse shit those guys wrote. And I'm like, this is poison to the culture, man. These guys don't understand the subtleties of horror writing. They're too overt, too obvious, too on the nose. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all I got to say about them. Have myself a JP Farrell, y'all. Taking it nice and slow, driving slow. That way I can look at the chat a little bit. Yeah, so Owen, I see Owen out in Ireland. Where in Ireland are you, Owen? I heard a fucking from Thomas Sheridan. He's an Irish lad like yourself. I don't necessarily agree with everything Thomas says because he thinks the fucking world's a globe. I don't know where he got that crazy idea, but it's as flat as a goddamn pancake and round, and it doesn't move. It's unmoving. Anyway, we'll not get into that happy horse shit. But I heard Thomas Sheridan say that if you're an American Irish, you've got no place in Ireland and you can't come over, you can't visit. But if you're Muslim or you're from an Arabic country or from Africa, if you're a black man, they're more than happy to give you a home and land and invite you to stay on the Emerald Isle with them. I don't know where Sheridan's from. Where'd you say you're from? I'm I'm from Killarney. You guys know how the story goes. As I was going over the Farfig Kerry Mountains, I met with Captain Farrell. His money he was counting. I first produced me pistol, and I then produced me a rapier, saying, "Stand and deliver, for I am a bold deceiver." Musharing little do little da. Whack for the laddie-o. Whack for the laddie-o. Are we still live? It looks disconnected. Give me a yo if we're back. Give me a yo if we're back. Come on, let's see the fucking yo's out in Happy Land. I guess YouTube didn't like me singing. Yo, all right. When I counted out his money and it made a pretty penny, I put it in me pocket and I took it home to Jenny. She smiled and she swore that she never would deceive me. But the devil take the women, for they never can be easy. Musha ring diddle doo diddle da. Whack for the laddie-o. Whack for the laddie-o. There's whiskey in the jar. Well, I went into me chamber, all for to take a slumber. I dreamt of gold and jewels, and for sure 'twas no wonder. For Jenny drew me charges, and she filled them up with water. Then sent for Captain Farrell to be ready for the slaughter. Musharing diddle doo diddle da. Whack for the laddie-o. Whack for the laddie-o. There's whiskey in the jar. Well, 'twas early in the morning, just before I rose to travel. Up comes the band of footmen, and likewise Captain Farrell. When I first produced me, well, I first produced me rapier, for she'd stolen away me pistol. For the Well, how the fuck does that last part go? If anyone can aid me, 'tis me brother in the army. If I can find his station at Cork or in Killarney, and if he'll go with me, we'll go to roving through Kilkelly. And I'm sure he'd treat me better than me old Miss Sporting Jenny. Musharing diddle diddle. Fuck for the ladio. Well, there's some take delight in the carriages a rolling, and others take delight in the Harley and the bowling. But I take delight in the juice of the barley and courting pretty fair maids in the mountains of Killarney. Mushering diddle diddle. You guys know the words. Sing it with me. All right. I think I've hit. I think I hit every verse. I don't believe I missed a single verse, though I did fuck one verse up. What are you gonna do? Just roll with the punches. Dance like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And Muhammad Ali sang, Mike Tyson, you know, I don't like getting hit in the face. That's why I hit that motherfucker in the face as hard as I can. One song you never learned, huh? I first produced me pistol, then produced me rapier. Stand up and be counted. I got you. That sounds like some. That sounds like some Dropkick Murphys right there. In 1963, broke me shovel across me knee. Top of the morning to you, lad. Thank you, Angelica. You're too kind. I like me Irish rebel songs. There's no whiskey in my jar. I drank it all. I know my wife stole my whiskey. A bottle of last bottle of whiskey I bought was like 2 years ago. I had a dorm room here at the academy. They gave me a dorm room right after I had a pretty serious surgery, classes and stuff, and really having a good time. And I bought myself a bottle of Kentucky Straight Wild Turkey, really good whiskey, 101 proof, so like 50% alcohol. And I put that motherfucker in my room, and I didn't open it. And it sat there for like 6 weeks, and I kept looking at it, occasionally. And I thought one day I'm gonna have myself a shot of that whiskey. And as soon as the one day that I actually thought, yeah, I'm going to go back to my dorm room and have myself a little shot of whiskey, I was feeling it. And I think it had been sitting in there for 2 months. And it was gone. And there was a note from my wife. She's like, oh, I found your bottle of whiskey. You think you're going to fucking drink whiskey? And she stole it. And I never got it back, man. That was the last bottle of whiskey I bought. Yeah, I've been off the drink for like 10 years. I haven't had whiskey in 10 years. But I finally bought a bottle and thought I could control myself, just have a little tipple before noon. And yeah, she's very intuitive. Like she came, some spirit, some guardian angel whispered in her ear, you better go check your husband's dorm room. And yeah, so she rolled in there heavy one day when I was in class. Didn't even tell me. And wow, says I've got low air warning in one of my tires. Interesting. I'll have to check that when I get to the yard, y'all. Doesn't sound like it. Doesn't feel like. Ooh, yeah, it feels like my tires pulling left a little bit. We've had some saboteurs in our yard at home where we park. There's a couple of people that are angry with my mother-in-law because she's been out in the neighborhood. I think she's suffering from Alzheimer's and dementia. She's like pushing 80, and she's been running around the yard and causing trouble with the neighbors. And I think they've been taking it out on our cars. So I think someone might have fucking cut my tire, man. Let me check real quick. Yep, the tire's going flat. Bummer. But I checked it. It's not. It doesn't look like someone cut it, but it looks like there's a screw or a nail on the, not the wall of the tire, but the tread, on the tread of the tire. Yeah, she gets really aggressive. Let me tell you a story from this weekend. I think it was either Saturday or Sunday. Um, Yeah, that's right. Probably a nail against it, so when you pull off, it sticks in. Maybe they might have stuck a screw in front of my tire, but yeah, there's a fucking piece of metal stuck in the tread. So I'm not going to be. I'm not going to make erroneous causation and say that it was any of them. But someone did key the car. They keyed the other one, the van. Yeah, nail, not a man. I know. I know what you're saying, Owen. Um. But what was I going to say just now? Oh, I was going to tell you the story about the mother-in-law. Yeah, so she was over on the weekend and she was causing trouble with one of the neighbors. And first thing in the morning, the neighbor's up banging on the fucking door, yelling her name. And I look out the peephole and everyone's asleep, right? And so I wake my wife up and I'm like, hey, one of the old ladies is out there going bananas. And so my wife's like, just ignore it. And she went and she talked to her mother, and turns out like her mother's been borrowing money from people and like trying to sell antiques and like taking fucking vegetables out of our kitchen and then like trying to sell them to the neighbors and shit. And so she's been doing all kinds of crazy shit. And I'm like, your mom has fucking gone cuckoo, bro. Cause that just isn't normal behavior, for anyone. It's even not even normal behavior for her. She's doing things that we've never seen before. And so she got really aggressive and she told my wife, her daughter, yeah, sounds like dementia. It does. She said she was going to kill her. She's like, I gave birth to you. I'll just fucking end your life. And I was like, calm down. And my wife got really angry and started yelling back at her. And she's like, fuck you. I will slap you in the mouth, bitch. And I'm like, don't fight with her. I said, it's not going to make it any better. I said, leave her alone. I said, we need, oh, really, Sasquatch? Does this sound like your typical dementia patient? I said, just leave her alone. I said, we don't want her to start acting weirder than she already is. I said, so don't fight with her, because I don't think fighting with people that are going crazy is going to be helpful. You know what I mean? But my wife, she wasn't having any of it. And so she called her mother has two sisters. She's got an older sister and a younger sister. So she called and she ratted her out to everyone in the family. She called the sister, the brother, the fucking uncles. She was on the phone for like 3 hours. And yeah, they want to get her a psychological evaluation now because she's fucking been going bananas. And she bit me. I was trying to separate the two of them because my wife like had her by the hair. She's like, I'll smack you in the mouth, bitch. And I was like, hey, you guys calm down. And my son's going bananas. My son's watching all this. And he's like yelling, up, up. He's like, swing, batter, 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 swing. And I'm like, no, Dre. I'm like, calm down. I'm like, do not egg either one of these crazy women on. And I'm like, bro, you're a man, which means you have, there's a difference between men and women. I said you have physical strength and you deal more in the realm of logic and reason. And I said, so it's imperative of you to stay calm in this situation and me to stay calm and make sure that neither of them hurt each other or hurt themselves. But she bit me. The mother-in-law bit my fucking knuckle. I was trying to like separate them, and she's only got one tooth up front. And so she's got like one tooth, and she didn't bite me like she really wanted to bite me. Like she kind of bit me. I felt it, but I could tell that like in her mind, she must have calculated, well, if I bite too hard, I might lose my last remaining tooth. You know what I mean? So she backed off on it. And I thought, yeah, she doesn't really want to hurt anyone. She's just acting out because she feels the end is nigh. I know you can't slap it, but it's her mother. I can't stop her from slapping her mom. She's like 70. She was born in 47, so 53 and 22. She's 75. Yeah, she got me with that snaggletooth. There's a little bit of a mark too. She kind of bit in. And I don't blame her. It's fight or flight. They will fight like their life depends on it. Yeah. Well, the end is nigh, when you get that old. And I'm not saying, I don't know, she could live another 50 years in her dementia. Who knows? You know what I mean? I'm not going to usher her out too quick. So that's the situation. Yeah, it's right. See, because the father's mother lived to like 99, and the mother's mother lived to 90. So, it's China. Some of these motherfuckers will live forever. Um, I've heard of gals, even heavy smokers. I'm just saying that to justify this cigarette I'm about to have. There was a gal down in Sichuan recently, which is my wife's family's line is originally from Sichuan. Spicy girls from Sichuan, um, lived to 112 and smoked 5 packs a day or something. And towards the end, she said the last 20 years, she'd only smoke a couple of cigarettes every day because she couldn't light them. She'd have someone else to light it for her. She couldn't operate the lighter or whatever. But supposedly the last 30 years of her life, yeah, she didn't eat any food. All she did was drink herbal teas and soups. Yeah, I'm the same with you, Angelica and Owen. I like to have my occasional cigarette, and I say, yeah, I'm gonna be just like that 100-year-old lady that lived forever. Fuck it. Fuck the horse shit. Fuck the naysayers. I'm gonna prove them all wrong. And that's what some of those women have said too. Like the ones that drink whiskey and smoke until over 100. Yeah, do your vape thing. That's all right. I take my vapor into work because it's the only way you can sneak off and get a little nicotine. They don't allow smoking anywhere anymore. I mean, if you want to smoke, you got to get 100 fucking meters from the building. Yeah, I realize that, Sasquatch. It can really turn things sour when someone starts to go crazy. It's not any kind of fun anybody wants to see. So we're trying to figure out a solution. That's part of life, though. That's one of the challenges of life. Mm. Yeah, you could step off into the John and have a quick puff on your vape. That's the way to do it. Yeah, nicotine actually, I mean, generally speaking, tobacco has very little health benefits, but nicotine actually wards off dementia for decades, they say. And other things are learning a second language, doing art, this kind of thing. People who typically have hobbies, I've heard. I mean, it's all wives' tales, really. But take any steps or measures you can to maintain good mental health and a positive attitude. I mean, it's kind of like the order of the day these days. Dementia, right? We've got a geriatric president with dementia and Alzheimer's, and they say that he might even have Parkinson's now. And they've got him hovering over the nuclear boogeyman, supposedly, right? It's all smoke and mirrors, man. It's none of it's real. It's all illusion. I think that no matter how hard things get, you just get on with it. No, I didn't say my ancestors invented the vape. What? Who said that? I like to use it to connect to my ancestors. They didn't lock me up in a family. I like to use it to connect to my ancestors. I think she's talking about burning tobacco to connect with her ancestors, like a spiritual thing, like burning incense. You know, like the Redskins, oh, the savages with their teepees. Those guys who burned the peace pipe. You familiar with the Native American Indians? Tomahawk, I'll scalp you, white man. Yeah, that's where we got. I don't know. I think tobacco originally came from Europe, is to what they said. I actually made a video over the weekend called Racism and Reincarnation. I haven't published it to YouTube because it's very verboten. I'm thinking about just putting it up on BitChute. BitChute's the same way though. BitChute censors shit too. I put a couple of videos that I thought, oh, this is too extreme for YouTube. I'll put it on BitChute, and BitChute struck it down too. So I was like, fuck BitChute. They're all the same company. And even Rumble. I tried to upload some shit to Rumble that I thought was, hey, blah blah blah. Frank Monday coming at you from the ghetto. We're talking about racism and reincarnation today, baby. And Rumble's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. We're not gonna. We're not gonna let you. Nope. I tried Rumble. I tried BitChute. They won't let me publish verboten shit. They don't like my opinion because I'm not anti-white, and I don't believe in the whole white slave trade bullshit that was pushed on the U.S. by Europe, by England. In fact, England made the U.S. accept the Atlantic slave trade. They didn't want any part of it. My ancestors, my freedom loving forefathers, they didn't want any part in that shit. It was pushed on them. And they were the first nation on earth to try to dissolve it, but that didn't work either. 100 years later, we're back. We're right back where we started. Slave compounds all over the planet, working for 10 cents an hour. Yeah, Rumble's bullshit too. They're all bullshit. I'm just going to stick it out with YouTube. I've got a BitChute and I've got a Rumble, but I'm not going to put any effort or energy into it. I'm going to connect for multi-streaming and cross-platform streaming. And me and Occult Priestess are going to start doing like a regular Sunday show so that we can multicast. That way you'll be able to catch it on the Frank Monday channel and the Occult Priestess channel. Maybe we'll get Anthony on there. Anybody who wants to be on it, we'll do symposiums and roundtables and interviews and all that happy horse shit. So guys, keep looking forward to that in the future. I'm going to start multicasting across BitChute and Rumble and connect it all on StreamYard and all that different stuff. We got to do anything we can to circumvent the multiverse or the metaverse. We want Zuckerberg ending up with a big zero at the end of the day because that's all he deserves. We want to get, wow, that tire went flat, man. I'm going to have to call a fucking tow truck now. I've got a spare in the back, but is that something you really want to do? Drive around on a donut to take your tire to get it patched? What a bummer. I'm glad I made it, huh? Thank you for your prayers. You guys keep my family in your prayers, and I will keep your family in my prayers. Keep fighting the good fight, you know? Holy art thou, Lord of the universe, the vast and the mighty one. Thank you for protecting me today. Thank you for connecting me with the community. Sasquatch, Angelica Roadkill out there in Happy Land. Owen, thank you for tuning in, sir. Thank you for your fucking donations, guys. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Alien Overlord, Muck Zuckerborg, Muck Suckerborg. He's a real fucking clone. What an asshat. And such a fake story, too. The CIA started that program. Zuckerberg had nothing to do with it. He's just a front man. He's just a meat suit. He's a golem. He's a fucking goyim. They invested 12 million from the intelligence community day one to get Facebook going. That's all documented. There is no independent startup from my garage. Oh, oh, Jobs, Gates. Oh, they're all fucking CIA frontmen. We know you guys. We know what you guys are up to. Nobody's stupid. No blacks or Irish were on the doors of stores in New York back in the old days. That's right. That's right. And I'm Irish through and through, straight to me heart, laddie. 'Twas down the glen one Easter tide to a city fair rode I. There armored lines of marching men in squadrons passed me by. No fife did hum nor battle drum did sound its dread tattoo. But the Angelus bells or the Liffey swell ring out through the foggy dew. Nations might be free, and their lonely graves are by Suvla's waves on the fringe of the great North Sea. Oh, had they died by Pierce's side, or fought with noble Catherine, their names we'd keep where the Fenians sleep, neath the shroud of the foggy dew. Y'all good looking, sexy people, stay well out in Happy Land. Thanks for joining me today. Live Drive Jive Archive with your host, Frank Monday, signing off. As above, so below. Into the abodes of the future we roam. Keep fighting the good fight. Keep your nose to the grindstone. Keep them yo's coming in. All right.